Chapter 26. Logan leaned on the table, casually, searching the trees out of the corner of his eye. It took him a moment to spot it. A few yards away, hidden in the red and orange leaves of a tall oak tree, a pair of sharp black eyes was peering at the smoking grill. Whistling, Logan added a few more hamburgers to the grill. He'd forgotten to bring a plate, so he slid the cooked cheeseburger onto his paper sandwich bag. He said loudly. I'll just let this cool off for a minute. He set the cheeseburger on the end of the table closest to the woods, then bent down to get a water bottle out of his bag. When he sat up again, the cheeseburger was gone. Okay, that was fast, Logan thought. He'd expected to catch the griffin mid-theft, but the cub must have flashed in and out of the trees at warp speed. Huh, he said out loud. Did I eat that and forget about it? Weird. The new hamburgers weren't cooked through yet, but he was sure the griffin cub wouldn't care. He put another one out on the bag and glanced in the direction Zoe had vanished. What were they supposed to do now? Squarp! Logan jumped. That sounded closer than the trees. He looked around slowly, then crouched. The griffin cub was hiding under a picnic table a few feet away. His feathers and fur were a warm rusty red, tinged with orange around the wingtips. He looked uncomfortably squished under the table, and Logan could tell he was quite a bit bigger than Squarp and Clunk. Not as tall as Clink, but much rounder. This griffin definitely would not have fit in a backpack. Crumbs and bits of food were stuck to his chest feathers and big lion paws. He stared at Logan solemnly. Oh, hey, Logan said. Do you like hamburgers? I've a couple more. The griffin gave him a wide-eyed, plaintive look, as if he hadn't eaten in weeks. With cheese, Logan offered. Cheese, the griffin agreed, clacking his beak. Logan beckoned, holding out the burger, and the griffin cub wriggled squashily out from under the table. He edged closer to Logan, eyeing the cheeseburger, but stopped warily, out of reach. Do you have a name yet? Logan asked. He sat down on the grass and opened one of the cheese slices for himself. The griffin shook his head. Maybe we should call you... Logan thought about the griffin's brothers and sisters. Clink, Clonk, Squarp, Flurp. How about... Yump? The griffin thought. Yump. Yump hungry. Yummy. Yump like food. Yump want meat. Yump, yump, yump. Does sound like me. He flicked his tail across the grass and gave Logan an eagle smile. Better than roly-poly. Yump. Great, Logan said. Poor Zoe and her hopelessly wrong names for the cubs. Have a cheeseburger, Yump. The griffin cub stretched his neck forward and snatched the burger out of Logan's hands. He backed up a few steps and gobbled it down. So, Yump, Logan said, do you miss your family? Yump made a sound like a snort. Not one bit. He stretched his wings impressively. No sharing out here. Best world ever. Okay, Logan said. So that strategy wasn't going to work. What's your favorite thing you've eaten today? Cheeseburgers, Yump thought at once. No pizza. No frozen dumplings. No Twinkies. Wait, yummy cans of cat. No cheeseburgers. Please don't tell me you thought you were actually eating cat, Logan said. Yump tilted his head at him. Pictures of cats on cans? Terrible, Yump, Logan said. That was food for cats. You shouldn't eat cats anyway. You're like distantly related. Persimmon had enough problems without having to dodge hungry griffin cubs when she went out at night. The griffin said, sidling closer. More cheeseburgers? Logan got up and slid the last burgers off the grill. He set them down on the table next to him and held out his hand. Yump delicately placed his front paw in Logan's palm and allowed Logan to help him waddle up onto the table. You know, Logan said, I heard the Menagerie was thinking of making every Friday cheeseburger night. The griffin's head shot up, and he stared at Logan suspiciously. You from Menagerie? Have some more cheese, Logan said, peeling the wrappers off the cheese slices. Yump snapped them up and went back to the hamburgers. Yump, listen, I know you've had a great day, but if you keep eating like this, you'll never be able to fly. The Menagerie knows how much you need to eat and how to take care of you. It's dangerous out here. Bah! Yump muttered. Yump just fine. Yump great at finding food. Yump take care of himself. Yump never be hungry again. Something zipped through the air right over the griffin's head and clunked into the picnic table. Logan and Yump both stared at it. It took Logan a minute to realize it was a tranquilizer dart. Unfortunately, Yump realized it first. Betrayed, he howled. Delicious cheeseburger treachery. He threw himself off the picnic table with a thump as Logan leaped to his feet. Zoe's parents came running out of the woods in one direction. Matthew and Blue appeared from the other. Except for Blue, they were all carrying trank guns. Rude! Yump shrieked, galloping in a wide, zigzaggy circle. Despite his girth, he was astonishingly fast. He zipped by Blue, who threw himself at the cub and ended up face first in the grass. Zoe's dad shot at the griffin again, but Yump dodged out of the way. He barreled toward Zoe's parents, trying to get around them into the woods. Zoe's mom hit a button on her wristband, and a huge net flew out into the air. For a moment, Logan was sure it would catch Yump, but then the griffin ducked and rolled right under it. He bounced to his paws again in front of Zoe's dad and veered off toward the parking lot. Logan chased after him. Yump, he shouted, wait, we can get you burgers, whatever you want. No, Yump howled, knocking over a grill with his wings. Yump hates sharing. All food mine. All mine food. Zoe sprinted out of the restroom shack and darted in front of the griffin cub at the parking lot. Yump skidded to a stop. It's me, Zoe called to him. Remember, I gave you jelly beans. Before anyone else did. Also gave it to brothers and sisters. Not nearly enough jelly beans for Yump. Yump swung around toward the woods again, pumping his wings as he ran, as if he was trying to fly. His tail lashed out and knocked over a trash can. He was leaving big lion paw prints in the dirt. Logan was sure his dad would be out here frowning in confusion at those tomorrow. Logan ran back to the picnic table and pulled out the bottle of chocolate sauce. Yump, he yelled. Look, chocolate sauce. You can have the whole bottle if you come back quietly. Yump can have all the chocolate he wants out here? The cub bellowed, swerving around Zoe's mom and tearing toward the trees. Yump, free! A tranquilizer dart thudded into his thigh. Yump tumbled into a somersault and collapsed in a heap on the ground 2 strides from the woods. Nice shot, Zoe's dad called to Matthew. Matthew lifted his trank gun and bowed like a conductor of an orchestra. Logan ran over to the griffin cub and knelt beside him. The griffin's eyes were closed, and his roly-poly paws were flopped out on either side. I'm sorry, Yump, Logan said, resting one hand on the cub's head. I didn't mean to betray you, but this is for your own good, I promise. Zoe's dad drove the van up to the parking lot, and together they all heaved the griffin into the reconstructed cage in the back. Logan tucked the chocolate syrup between Yump's front paws, even though Matthew and Blue laughed at him. The last thing that griffin needs is more food, Matthew pointed out. He'll be grumpy enough when he wakes up back home, Logan said. At least now he'll have something of his own. For about a nanosecond, Blue said, until he eats it all. We'll meet you back at the house, said Zoe's dad, closing the van doors. Zoe, quit giving me that look. Zoe dropped her eyes and shoved her hands into her pockets. So they're fighting about something, Logan thought. Is it me? And if it was Zoe on his side or not?